Good morning, Mr. Philipp Hess. Thank you so much for your time. Welcome to ACMA Automechanika New Delhi. Day one of the show. How is it to be here as an exhibitor, as part of Bilstein Group? What are your initial impressions of the show? What are your expectations as well?
Well, thank you. We've been taking part for a couple of years. I think the first time we were here in 2010. For me personally, first time being in India, first time being at the show. I'm really excited, and I think it's good for us to represent ourselves, and since we have quite some ambitious goals for the future in India, it's vital that we are here.
Right. How large is Bilstein as a company globally? You know that you're one of the largest suppliers as well. And how important is India for Bilstein Group? Now you have your new subsidiary here in the market.
Correct.
I'm sure you have some ambitious plans for India. Can you spell them out as well?
Yes, we do. Well, first of all, the Bilstein Group, we're a 7-generation family business. We are there for now 180 years, and we are about 1.4 billion euro in sales. So we are growing organically almost 10% each year, and we have really a global footprint, selling in 171 countries. And last year we established our subsidiary here in India. We are very happy and excited that we got Ram as our MD at the helm. And we have quite some ambitious goals to grow here. We see India as a very important market for us for purchasing and sourcing parts, but also, of course, participating in the growth and the development of the Indian automotive aftermarket, being there and to support it in maturing and in becoming more and more professional and also transforming. So we're happy to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think it's a very good thing for a market like India to have established players like you as well enter the market and try and accelerate the speed of growth as well. One more thing I'd like to understand. When you talk about the Indian, you mentioned about maturing, you mentioned about it becoming more professional. What are the key changes that you're seeing in the aftermarket in India, and where all can Bilstein kind of contribute to this change and growth that you see?
Right. Okay, let me maybe first draw a bit of a global picture. I think what is impacting the aftermarket is that we see three things happening at the same time. There's a shift that China has now taken over the crown when it comes to global automotive production. They're by now producing more than 30 million cars out of the 90 million produced globally. At the same time, we see a transition from the gasoline-driven propulsion systems to electric vehicles, right? Whether they are hybrids or purely electric. They will not take over the world, all of them, but it will become more and more relevant. And the third thing that's happening is that we see a shift in the automotive architecture of a car becoming a software-driven vehicle. Yeah? And these three things will impact the aftermarket sooner or later. We have set ourselves up to be also there to have a full program for the Chinese vehicles that are coming now into all these different markets, also in India. So we will see a significant change coming from that. There will be more and more electric vehicles. There will be more and more Chinese manufacturers in the market, and we are ready to supply the parts, and we are ready to support. And of course, we still see that now with the new trade agreements with Germany, but also with the US, we see that we will still see a lot of premium cars coming into the market, also European built, and that's our legacy. That's where we're really strong, and that's where we will support these workshops focusing on these cars to be the best partners for the owners of these vehicles.
Wonderful. Absolute pleasure. Welcome to India. Welcome to New Delhi. We are at ACMA Automechanika New Delhi. What are your initial impressions of being here at ACMA Automechanika? This is Bilstein Group's first participation here at the show through your Indian subsidiary. How is it to be here, Mr. Müller?
Yeah, it's always amazing to be back to India. So of course this is not our first participation at the Automechanika. We have been here several times, many times already since 2010. But you are right, it's the first time we are here exhibiting with our subsidiary, which was founded some months ago with our managing director, Mr. Puttanna. It is very exciting now to be here with our own organization, with our own setup. And yeah, the first walk around at the fair showed also, it's a developing fair. We have about 900 exhibitors here, so we are quite excited because it's just the start of the fair.
Absolutely, right. And you are in charge of procurement, right? And the global procurement for Bilstein Group. And the Indian market is right now at a very important inflection point where global companies want to be present in India, want to source from India. How important do you think India is for Bilstein Group's global procurement plan?
Yeah, of course, India, without any doubt, plays a certain role and a very important role. If you talk about our global procurement strategy, India is a fixed part of it. Aside of other countries, as for other procurement markets, of course, we cannot ignore procurement markets like China, like Asia. Also, the German market is quite important for us as a procurement market, Turkey. I think India will play a certain role in future, but it is already today playing a certain role. So we are sourcing from India for already years. So we know some of our contacts, some of our factories we are working together with. We have made quite good experience, but of course, to set up our own entity here does not just play a role for the sales markets, but also for the procurement. So it will play a fixed role in future.
Brilliant.
If I may add also one more thing, especially also if we talk about the risk management, you know, all the companies or many companies are really focusing on China. China is a very important market, out of question. But also to minimize the risk a little bit, India will play a certain role, and it's already doing today.
Brilliant, brilliant. One more thing I'd like to understand. From cost, quality, technology and innovation,
Yes.
where does India rank in these aspects? And do you think we are progressing in the right direction at the right pace?
Yes. Okay, I've been traveling to India also for several years. I have seen also some factories. If you ask me this open question, yeah, there is maybe here and there some space for improvement, but we have already seen a lot of improvement in the last couple of years. The companies are developing in terms of technology. They have modernizing their machine parks. Also, it's about labor protection, of course. It's also something where we as a European company are taking care about. So we see big progress, and we have the feeling that from year to year it's getting really also better. And if you should rank it now, what you asked the question, to rank it is difficult to rank something like this, but it's if we talk about soccer, so I know that cricket is more important here, but if you talk soccer, India is for sure the Champions League also, so you play among the first market players, and it's also in the top 5 procurement markets also where we are dealing with.
Brilliant. Pleasure talking to you here at ACMA Automechanika, day one, first thing in the morning. Your impressions of being here at the show as part of the German pavilion. First time through your Indian subsidiary.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the show?
Yes. So I've been here a couple of times already for the Automechanika, like what you mentioned for us, the first time being here with the Indian subsidiary. It's great to see that the exhibition has grown. You know, it's first time also being here at the a new location. A lot of visitors already. It's just 2 hours in the show, so we are really looking forward to really have good discussion points, new touch points, you know, while sourcing or supplying or selling. And this is where we are really looking forward to, and happy to be here.
Wonderful. You're responsible for a very important region globally, which is the Asia Pacific region. And any company whom we speak to, global companies, is a very important region for us. What is Bilstein's current footprint in this region? And what role will India play moving forward?
So for us in the Asia Pacific region, we are already having subsidiaries. Maybe India, what we call it, is our latest edition. So we are representing in Shanghai, we are in Singapore, and with a proper network. And India was always a country that we have been supplying directly from Germany, but we see more and more the importance from the sourcing and selling point in India. But we also know we have to be here with the footprint, with a very strong footprint. This is why we looked into the Indian market very carefully, because we do understand Asia Pacific for the group will get more and more important. And this is why we have, with Ram, Puttanna, somebody who is having certain experience in the market, who can definitely help us to grow into the right direction.
And again, just going a little bit deeper into the India aspect of it. Globally as well, India is now one of the bright spots, if I may call it so, for all the right reasons. People want to source from India, brands want to come to India to sell. As far as Bilstein is concerned, moving forward, do you see the importance or the role of India sort of changing as far as your whole APAC strategy is concerned?
Can you come again the last?
Do you see India's role growing and changing moving forward in your APAC strategy?
Yeah, definitely will. Because today, like I said, our sourcing power in India compared to other countries that we are sourcing from is quite limited. We see that the manufacturing competences in India, the quality of the products is basically increasing, and increasing also to the extent with our quality approach and our quality guidelines. And this is where we definitely see an importance of India growing into our global strategy, but moreover into the local and regional strategy, because India will be very important for our regional growth. And this is why we are building the structure in order to supply the right parts into the markets.
And one last thing to understand, if a supplier wants to become a supply partner for Bilstein, what are the criteria that will probably rank as, let's say, top 3? What should they be doing to become a partner?
I mean, for us, the reliability is very important. Quality has to be top-notch, because we will not compromise on qualities. We will definitely change supply chains, and we basically would like to take the supplier and us on a supplier journey to make the supplier part of our success. So because only together, we are not looking for a parts supplier, we're basically looking for a partner who can really build the business together with us, where there's future for the supplier as well as for us.
Perfect. That's good morning, Mr. Ram. Thank you so much for your time. Pleasure to be here at the Bilstein Group booth here at ACMA Automechanika New Delhi. What are your thoughts of being here as an exhibitor? Bilstein has participated at the show for a long time, but first time through your own Indian subsidiary. How important is this show for Bilstein?
Morning, Bala, and thank you very much. I mean, it's always a pleasure to talk to the Motor India team and you and your dad as well. And I'm also very happy and glad that we have accepted to into a new company like Bilstein. Like I always start, India is a land of opportunities, and I think Feby Bilstein is not far away in trying to get into that line. In fact, we have been an 175 years old company, family driven, and India has always been on the radar. This is our third stint in the Automechanika, and we have a very high regard and respect for Automechanika, run by ACMA, and we believe that this is the place where you have both the buyers, the sellers, and the customers, where we can meet together as well. Why is important for Feby? Because we just started the subsidiary in India this year, and within the span of 8 months, we have been able to set up the legal requirements a company needs in India. We have also set up the legal requirements for doing the invoicing in India. And rightly so, Automechanika is a place where we should show our pride and our brand as well. So in a way, why again India is important? You are also aware, Bala, that India and UE has signed their great mother of all documentations, and we are all looking eagerly forward to see how this would take forward for the business like what we are doing in auto components. And I presume for a German company like us, with very strong design capabilities and an Indian understanding of the vehicular park, I think this is the best combination. So in all, I think it's a very positive sign, and we look forward for many more years to come through.
Brilliant. It's a very interesting start, I would say, for your ambitions in India as well. What are your plans? What is the strategy to sort of penetrate into the aftermarket deeper and deeper? Because we know India is sort of a complex market. You have global brands here, you have a lot of strong local brands here. Where does Bilstein plan to sort of position itself to sort of really leave an impact on the Indian automotive aftermarket?
I think it's a very valid question that you're asking me, and I think I must also explain to you the structure of the company. We are a 100% aftermarket company, unlike many other German brands that you see in India where they do OE and aftermarket. So aftermarket is a spillover, let me put it that way. So my friendly competitors have preferences obviously for the bigger cake, and then you have aftermarket. But for us as Bilstein, it is only aftermarket, which means that our ears, eyes, our foot is as close to the customer because our customer is only the aftermarket. In fact, yesterday I had the opportunity to take my sales global head to the aftermarket and meet workshops there. We were able to, I think, join the points to understand what's more necessary for a brand like Bilstein, which will help them to service their customers better. So Bilstein would definitely be an portion where we would want to be a customer support team. We would want to join the dots such that the value chain is as required for the Indian aftermarket. We would like to also make people understand the importance of a German quality with the Indian mindset in terms of also giving the best price and best requirements. In all, I think while there are gaps available in the product range and in the applications, Bilstein as a product and FEBI as a brand has got good opportunities both in the commercial vehicle and the passenger car.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you very much. One more thing, maybe your thoughts to conclude. The aftermarket in India is going through so many changes now. We are really seeing a sea of changes happening. Major changes in trends that you feel that are important and relevant for Bilstein, where you can really leave an impact. We'll close with this.
My 3 decades of aftermarket and OES experience has taught me one thing, that is aftermarket is always evolving. Yeah, so we need to be future ready. And your topic today in the panel discussion is very apt because this is what aftermarket is all about. Where Bilstein Group can play a role is digitalizing the value chain by itself. End of the day, I think what's important is the value chain, whether it is a supplier, whether it is a customer, whether it is an intermediator like us who's adding value, all of us must actually be beneficiary in the value chain. One of the very important parts that I always see during my last maybe 2 decades is that there is a lot of stock in each of the places. So I believe one very important point is to create a structure where you have stock in time and you have less people holding the inventory or same inventory all across. So you can actually then use the right inventory mix and then take this forward. Second thing, Bala, is the information of the data bank by itself. I mean, we have got so many workshops, thousands and 10,000s, but I don't know if all of them have an opportunity to speak to each other through one common voice. And Bilstein can actually create that in the FEBI brand, where we could actually give them support in terms of training, in terms of manuals, in terms of products. So this is the second thing. And last but not the least is a right product by itself. This is where FEBI will be, I think, one step forward in the marketplace to be, maybe my colleague Andre has spoken about it. We want to say that how early and how fast we can actually get into the marketplace. So this is the 3 mantras that I believe would help us to stand up in this business.
Brilliant, brilliant, wonderful.